Hi, my name is Becky, and I am the creator of Good Life Tarot. While I am mainly a tarot reader, I have been wanting to help others learn how tarot works by explaining how tarot is read. I have created a video series looking at the major arcana with tarot students in mind. So if you're at the beginning of your studies, you may find this useful as a basic introduction to how to read the major arcana. Even if you're at the more advanced stage of reading tarot, you will find this useful as a revision aid. And for those of you who aren't even tarot students, you may find this useful to gain a better understanding of any recent reading you may have had. Just a note, I want to let you know that there are many ways of reading tarot, so I will be concentrating on the most commonly used system, which is the Rider-Waite style of reading. And for this video, I have used the Universal Rider-Waite deck. It may seem odd to start with the Hermit card number 9. However, there is a reason. Each month, Good Life Tarot does a free monthly reading post on their Facebook platform, and this month, the Hermit came up. So, if you want to see how the Hermit card is read and applied in a practical manner, you can find the link to our Facebook page in the description section below. Each month, I will upload a major arcana video based on the monthly reading posted. Don't forget that if you like this video, to give this a thumbs up below and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate your support. Thank you. Let's get started. The Hermit is a spiritual card with 9 in numerology relating to spiritual attainment. The reflective introspection allows the Hermit to connect with their subconscious and inner knowledge. The energy of the card has a generally slow, quiet, reflective aspect, which lends itself to the perfect energy for spiritual learning and enlightenment. As with any life quest, the journey will be long and patience and perseverance is needed. Usually, the answers have to be found by the Hermit alone, but this dedication to finding life's spiritual answers will be rewarding and the ability to work independently be increased. Let's look at some quick facts of the Hermit card. The Hermit is strongly linked with the astrology sign Virgo. There are many Virgo general personality traits that are similar with the Hermit, such as having quite strong viewpoints or ideas on what life order should be like. Virgo's intensity in the belief of their ideologies lends them to be able to pay attention to detail in many matters, much like the Hermit. And the Hermit will have studied everything before forming their opinions and values in life. However, this may not be easily recognized as a positive sign, as a Hermit may come across as being aloof or a loner due to problems articulating their ideologies to others. This doesn't mean the Hermit is being judgmental. On the contrary, the Hermit and Virgos tend to have a strong, compassionate attitude to others. The Earth connection emphasizes the Hermit is very grounded in life, as he searches for spiritual answers. In turn, there's a strong grounding and long-term healing energy to this card. In answering questions of yes or no in a tarot reading, this would normally equate to a no answer. Next, we'll look at the main symbols seen in the Hermit card and their significance in a reading. It is important to understand some of the symbolism in tarot to help the reader answer the client's question in the most beneficial manner. Little details in the cards will stand out to a reader as relevant to that particular reading and client, and this can vary for each reader. Even for myself, I do notice a new detail in the card which maybe I've not seen before or set much importance by. In this video, I'm just covering some of the most common symbols I think you should be aware of. And remember, this will vary depending on the reading and the question. There is no black and white interpretation when you start adding in symbolism in your reading. The Patriarch's Staff. The staff, which is held in the Hermit's left hand, symbolizes the spiritual journey he has made so far. The left hand, and in turn the Patriarch's Staff, is considered to connect directly to his subconscious self. It is a long, tough and lonely path finding the truth in his higher self, which is highlighted by the long sturdy staff he is holding as a support for his journey. However, once his spiritual awareness is attained, the staff then becomes a symbol of his power and authority in his spiritual mastery. A reminder of the trials and tribulations the hermit has gone through to reach this stage of enlightenment. The grey cloak. The hermit is dressed in a monk's grey robe with the colour grey itself linked to discretion. Discretion is a life skill which, when we have mastered it, brings about a respect from others. Learning what to say and when not to say things helps the hermit avoid getting into and out of awkward situations. Discretion can also help the hermit develop patience in achieving his enlightened state. Solomon's Star. The lamp contains a 6-pointed star. The Solomon's Star is linked to the ability to control demons and spirits. The star can be thought of as the wisdom and knowledge picked up along the hermit's spiritual journey in protection and healing. The knowledge he's picked up helps guide his steps forward onto the next part of his life journey. It can be considered a protective talisman for the hermit. The mountains. The hermit is standing on top of snowy mountains, which shows how he has managed to reach the peak of his spiritual awareness. The mountains seem high and difficult to climb, symbolizing his challenging journey to get to this point. But once we have overcome challenges and reached the peaks of spiritual awareness, we can find ourselves in a more open, clear space in our life perspectives. Being at the peak allows us to have a clearer viewpoint, as previous obstacles have been overcome and are no longer blocking our way or perspective. The hermit is standing at this vantage point, and it lets him see the life path he needs to follow to keep in touch with his true higher self. Reverse position meanings can vary from more extreme upright meanings of the card or the opposite. A more extreme energy of the hermit would be feeling more isolated or being a recluse. There may be a need to do things alone, in their own way, without other people's help or advice. Opposite interpretations can be about making hasty decisions or doing what others do without thinking of the consequences. A lack of planning or thoughtfulness in their own plans is also linked to this reverse card. Another way of reading reverse cards is to think of their energies as something that needs to be internally experienced and overcome. A person may need to follow their own spiritual needs to get back on track with following their true life path. Great, we've finished the video. I hope you really learned something or found it useful in any way possible and added to your tarot studies. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed this, and I will be posting the next video out shortly. Look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.